Freemasonry. Roots, teachings, ethics, symbols, and principles. The exact origins of Freemasonry are debated, but the consensus among historians is that it grew out of late medieval and early modern stonemasons' guilds, operative Masonry, that gradually admitted non-craft, speculative members. This transition is clearest in Scotland, where documentary evidence survives from the 1590. William Schaw, Master of Works to James VI, issued the Schaw Statutes in 1598 and 1599, codifying rules for Scottish lodges and revealing a guild structure already emphasizing moral conduct, discipline, and mutual obligations. The Lodge of Edinburgh, Mary's Chapel, preserves minutes dating from July 31, 1599, among the oldest continuous lodge records in the world. These sources anchor the craft's move from trade organization to moral fraternity. National, organized Freemasonry, as we recognize it today, emerged in London in 1717, when 4 lodges formed the first Grand Lodge. A foundational publication followed, James Anderson's Constitutions of the Freemasons, 1723, which supplied legendary history, charges, and general regulations and rapidly became a constitutional model for the Anglo-American Masonic world. Modern scholarship, especially David Stevenson's work on Scotland's Masonic Century, 1590 to 1710, emphasizes the Scottish cradle of speculative Freemasonry while acknowledging London's 18th-century institutional consolidation. Core teachings and degree structure. Freemasonry teaches moral self-improvement, civility, and civic responsibility through a system of ritualized initiation and allegory. The blue, or craft, degrees, entered apprentice, fellow craft, and master mason, depict a moral journey patterned on a craftsman's progress from novice to mastery. These ceremonies use drama and symbols, drawn from architecture, geometry, and biblical building narratives, to instruct in ethical living. A belief in a supreme being, often termed the great or supreme architect of the universe, has traditionally been required, but Freemasonry itself is not a religion. It prohibits sectarian religious or partisan political discussion in lodge to preserve harmony. Beyond the 3 degrees lie optional, appendant, or side bodies, for example, Scottish Rite and York Rite, but these are not necessary to the core craft. Ethical ideals and conduct. Across English-speaking Freemasonry, 3 classic watchwords summarize Masonic ethics: brotherly love, benevolence, respect, and fellowship across differences, relief, organized charity and mutual aid, truth, integrity, sincerity, and the pursuit of moral and intellectual honesty. These ideals appear in monitors, guides for initiates, and official statements across jurisdictions. In recent years, some Grand Lodges articulate them alongside modern formulations such as integrity, respect, friendship, and service. The official aims and relationships of the craft, first jointly stated by the Grand Lodges of England, Ireland, and Scotland in 1938 and reaffirmed since, clarifies further ethical boundaries. Freemasonry is non-political, requires obedience to civil law, rejects sectarianism, and will only recognize other Masonic bodies that maintain these standards. Historically, Anderson's 1723 charges also enjoin members to be good men and true, to obey lawful authority, and to promote peace and charity, early evidence that moral respectability and civic loyalty were central from the start. Symbols and their meanings. Freemasonry communicates much of its teaching through symbols, a language drawn from building tools, geometry, and biblical architecture. Among the most widely recognized: square and compasses. Often the emblem of the craft, the square represents rectitude and fairness, the compasses, self-restraint and the ability to set moral boundaries. In some traditions a letter, G, appears at the center, variously read as God, geometry, or a reminder of the great architect. The apron. Derived from operative masons' protective gear, it symbolizes innocence, honest labor, and the dignity of work. Introduced and explained in many lodge manuals and official, initiate guides. Pillars, Jachin and Boaz. Referencing the temple narrative in King's Chronicles, they stand for stability, balance, and the entrance into moral instruction. Working tools, gavel. Level. Plumb. Emblems of ethical formation, shaping character, gavel, equality and justice, level, and uprightness, plumb. Standard and lodge monitors and explanatory materials. These symbols are employed not as dogma but as didactic devices, memory aids to emphasize ethical duties such as fairness, compassion, restraint, truthfulness, and service. Principles in practice. In day-to-day lodge life, Masonic principles are enacted as follows. 1. Initiation and education. New members learn obligations to themselves, family, neighbor, and state. They are expected to avoid sectarian disputes in lodge and to uphold lawful conduct. 2. Charity and relief. Historically, lodges assisted widows, orphans, and distressed brethren. Over time, charitable activity broadened to include hospitals, scholarships, and community initiatives administered through Masonic charities. 3. Civility and tolerance. Lodges are designed to be spaces of civil fraternity across social classes and, within regular jurisdictions, across denominations, united by a minimal theistic requirement and common moral commitments. 4. Global diversity within a common framework. While regularity standards differ by jurisdiction, the craft retains a recognizable core, 3 degrees, ethical tenets, and shared symbols, whose outlines can be traced from Anderson's constitutions through contemporary constitutions and handbooks. Freemasonry has attracted many influential figures throughout history, including political leaders, writers, scientists, and artists. Membership records are sometimes contested, especially with earlier centuries, but many well-documented Freemasons stand out across different fields. Here is the list of famous people known to have been Freemasons, organized by category. Political leaders. George Washington. First President of the United States, initiated in 1752 at Fredericksburg Lodge, Virginia. Benjamin Franklin. Founding Father, diplomat and publisher, past Grand Master of Pennsylvania. Winston Churchill. British Prime Minister during Second World War, initiated in 1901 at Studholme Lodge No. 1591, London. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. U.S. President during the Great Depression and Second World War, initiated in 1911, New York. Harry S. Truman. U.S. President and Grand Master of Missouri Masons. Simon Bolivar. Revolutionary leader who liberated much of South America from Spanish rule. Giuseppe Garibaldi. Italian revolutionary and unifier, celebrated as a Masonic hero in Europe. Writers, poets, and philosophers. Voltaire. French Enlightenment thinker, initiated shortly before his death, 1778. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. German poet and statesman, member of Lodge Amalia in Weimar. Oscar Wilde. Irish playwright, briefly associated with Freemasonry during his Oxford days. Sir Walter Scott. Scottish novelist and poet, member of Lodge St. David, Edinburgh. Alexander Pope. Poet of the English Enlightenment, often linked with Masonic circles. Scientists and explorers. Sir Alexander Fleming. Discoverer of penicillin, member of Misericordia Lodge No. 3669, London. Buzz Aldrin. Apollo 11 astronaut and the second man to walk on the moon, carried a Masonic flag to the lunar surface. Edwin Eugene Aldrin. NASA astronaut, part of Apollo 11, member of Clear Lake Lodge No. 1417, Texas. John Glenn. U.S. Astronaut and senator, associated with Freemasonry. Royalty and nobility. King George VI. Father of Queen Elizabeth II, initiated in 1919. King Edward VII. British monarch, Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England before becoming king. Gustav III of Sweden. Enlightened monarch and reformer. Prince Hall. An African-American abolitionist, founder of Prince Hall Freemasonry, which created a strong tradition of Black Freemasonry in the U.S. Artists and musicians. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Composer, joined Lodge zur Wohltätigkeit in Vienna in 1784. Masonic symbolism appears in works like the Magic Flute. Ludwig van Beethoven. Frequently associated with Masonic ideals, though membership is debated. Duke Ellington. Jazz legend, member of Prince Hall Freemasonry. Louis Armstrong. Iconic jazz musician, affiliated with Masonic orders through Prince Hall. Modern figures. John Edgar Hoover. First Director of the FBI, 33 degrees Scottish Rite Mason. Shaquille O'Neal. Basketball star, member of Prince Hall Freemasonry in New York. Richard Pryor. Comedian and actor, also linked to Prince Hall Masonry. Because Freemasonry employs secrecy in its rites and signs, largely to preserve the impact of its instruction and to maintain privacy, it has periodically faced suspicion from states and religious authorities. Britannica summarizes both the nonsectarian character of Freemasonry and the long history of criticism, especially from the Roman Catholic Church, while noting that lodges generally enjoin morality, charity, and obedience to law. Freemasonry's appeal across centuries reflects its blend of fraternity, symbolism, and civic-minded ethics, attracting statesmen, thinkers, artists, scientists, and entertainers. While some associations are legendary rather than factual, the fraternity's membership rolls confirm that many prominent figures used its networks and ideals as part of their public and private lives. We hope you have enjoyed watching the video. Thank you.